So I'm sure you have lots of different clients and different requirements, but also your team, I'm sure, would have this bunch of really smart creatives, which means that there are different perspectives all the time. And it's sort of hard to align all the perspectives together. So, my question is, how do you align different perspectives both internally within the team and externally with your clients?
That's such a great question. I'm like, I want to ask other people that. How do you do that? Open to recommendations, but the creating, I think you hit on two really important points where because IDEO is such a special place that brings together really creative minds, it's a company full of creatives built and run by designers. And so everyone has kind of their expertise and their point of view that they come in with. And because we do have a interdisciplinary approach and philosophy that bringing different disciplines together creates for diverse perspectives and betters the work, there is this natural tension in there of like how, if I were to make an analogy here of, if we're bringing different, maybe opposing ingredients together, how do you mix those well for it to taste good? And so there's no I at least haven't cracked like here's the secret, here's the way you do that, here's the secret sauce. But I think what does happen and is part of the process and part of trusting the process is when you do have those moments of tension and through a lot of discussion, and I'll get into a little bit of tools and how we do this, but I think the keeping teams aligned internally when we do have maybe differing points of view, diverse perspectives is through like, let's focus on the work. Let's detach any tension or conflict from individuals or like who's right or wrong, but let's focus on what the work needs and our priorities that we've set. And let's both interrogate that challenge. And as, opposing points of view perhaps come to the surface, let's wrestle with those. And sometimes there isn't consensus, and that's not a bad thing if we can bring multiple points of view to our clients and have them make the decision for what's right for their context. It's kind of like there's beauty in the tension of like, there's never going to be a black and white answer, a yes or no. And sometimes there is that fuzzy middle that we just need to let sit there and be a thing, and acknowledge it. But also be okay with going into these discussions, being okay with knowing that there might not be a yes or no binary, super clear outcome, and knowing that we'll have to kind of sit with the tension and test out these assumptions or different points of views that we have through the work, and the work will show us what the right direction is. And it's wild just because I feel like where I see most of the tension come in is like healthy tension too, I'll say. Where I see the healthy tensions come in is from our designers who come in with, different experiences and strong points of views. And so creating that internal alignment can be challenging when we're seeing the same challenge from different angles and no one is right or wrong. But I think creating the alignment with our clients is a little bit easier to do sometimes because they, at least in the work that I'm doing with one of our clients, is creating something new. And so they don't have these past stories necessarily, or like these strong, as strongly held opinions about what it should be, because the whole point of the work is that it's exploratory, it's new, it's innovative for what they're doing, it's outside of the norm for them. And so I think they're coming with it with a bit more open-mindedness and kind of embracing the recommendations that we have, having come with experience navigating the unknown before under different contexts. So it's pretty inspiring to see kind of the way clients embrace the tension and can trust the process too, to kind of work through it. And just in terms of like tools and things that help us stay aligned and create those moments to bring tensions and options and decisions to our clients. Storytelling is a huge one of those tools when it comes to bringing these moments of tension and alignment to our clients. We build in very intentionally moments and milestones throughout, especially in a multi-year program, really intentionally designed moments to tell stories to our clients, to kind of bring them along for the journey and say, here's what we've learned, here's what we're seeing, here's some patterns, here's some tensions. Let's bring you along for the ride so that stakeholders and people who can be our champions, maybe the naysayers, all these people who are going to eventually need to embrace and support the work, need to be along for the journey and hear what we're learning so that they can also start to interrogate it and build belief around it internally.